Someone tells me on the train, you've got to be yourself again. Oh, why? What's wrong with me? The art that keeps me on my feet, the songs that sing below the street. Oh yeah, I feel them loud sing. Ah, I almost didn't make it there. Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, how are you doing? Happy New Year. It's 2026. Let me just fix this thing because it's not quite right. There we go. It's a little better. It feels funny though. What happened here? Sometimes things go, oh yeah, it went wonky. Yeah, that's much better. Should be. Ah, yeah, okay. Much better. Had to like, ah, watch out when you guys say reboot because I'm like, what happened? I thought it was like going crazy. I was like, no, tell me it's the wrong speed and all that stuff. And then I was like, oh, crap. So watch out for them words. Watch out for them words of yours. So it's 2026, day 2. It's just begun. And you know what? I think it's going to be all right. I think it's going to be a good year. Although, I will say this last week was a little, I always say that too. I'm trying to catch myself like, do I say that every week? That every week was the last, was really rough? But it's been really rough. But this last week I had to like repair equipment, like, oh man, all this kind of stuff was going on in the studio. But it's all working now. And then some. I have some toys I have to try out, some things I've got to do. And I think it's going to work out, this new studio. Well, it's the same studio. I'm just saying that the little enhancements I've made to it are going to work out. And so if you were here last week, we played a little game because it was only on the Facebook mix. Nice. The wrong speed is entertaining. Well, sometimes it is. Lalo's in the house. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Aw, George, my 83-year-old mom said hello. Tell her I said hi. Happy New Year. I love that. Hi, Steve. So let me say hi to people because it's like scrolling really fast. So I try to do the best I can, but realize I can't get into like heavy back and forth on the chat with one person because that's not cool. So like you kind of have to assimilate into the crowd, people. Elizabeth, hi. JPK, hi. Good on this end. Hello, 2026. Hello, Claude. Thank you. Sue Vargas says hi. Different view. Yes, I did get that email. Wendy, Claudio B, hi. Jose 4984, Happy New Year. Yes, thank you. No, Jose 4984 says Stranger Things 5. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if I will get a chance to, but I did order a DVD that I'll tell everybody about because that's kind of funny. Just because. Hi, Eric. Hi, Edward. Good to see you here, Edward. David, Brent, Joe, Steve's in the house. Nice. Thank you for making it, Steve. Robots and Isopods. Hi. I didn't wear my shirt this time. Although the one I'm wearing is actually kind of funny, but you can't see it. But oh well. And I can't get up or I'll break something. But hi, all of you. Thank you. Kevin's in the house. Mai's in the house. Thank you. Ah, you paused on episode 5 to jump on here? Could you do that? That's kind of crazy. And this one's going to be so boring too. Well, sort of. So let me take that last song out of the picture. And there we are. So for the people that weren't here last week and didn't go on Twitch and didn't see what I did over there, because actually I guess I am streaming on Twitch without a problem because I see comments coming in, so that's good. I didn't get banned. Nice.
But but what happened was last week, uh, we went into like mystery mode, and I decided that people would, pick a number from 1 to 25 to say goodbye to the year. And I would play random songs, but they were like random songs from my record collection. So I couldn't do it on YouTube and Facebook and all that because obviously, that's not going to fly. So, but it was so much fun though. So I was having trouble with this one because I was like, well, I don't really have a theme per se, except for the Abox voice, but I'll get into that later because that's strange. Um, ooh. Yeah. Robots and Isopod says, you'll never believe what I just found. An iPod. I have one too. I have one of those old silver ones. It's like in a box in that room next to me. And I've been trying to figure out if I should just dig it out. I hear they're expensive nowadays. So anyway, but I digress. This is funny too. Tea without sugar. Oh boy. So by the yeah, that's the one I have. Claudio B says the one with the actual hard drives. Yeah, I actually have a silver one, an original silver one. Um and all I have to do, honestly, is find a charger because I know that it works. I just don't happen to know where the hell I stuck my charger. But I will have to try it out and find out. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, do I have the charger somewhere? I'll have to look. But yeah. Oh, that's good. Wendy says I still have my video iPod. But anyway, so remember, so last week we were playing stuff randomly from my record collection, which was funny. And yeah, that was fun. So what I thought we would do tonight is the same thing. So I'm going to apologize to two people right now that I actually don't see on the chat, which is somewhat cool in this sense because I'm going to disappoint them. There was only two requests. One was from Alfonso, and it's in there. And the other one was from Matt on Facebook, and it's in there. But there are 26 songs on tonight's playlist, ranging from the weirdest demos recorded on my phone to remixes that I'm not even supposed to play to tapes and other weird things. So we're going to play the same game, but now going into 2025. And that's what we're going to do. So every time someone picks a certain number and that number comes up, that's a song that gets played no matter what. So it could be a hit or it could be completely just off. So, So anyway, so we started the thing off with a song called January, right? And yeah, when I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook, they have to be Abox songs or covers of Abox songs because if I play anything from anybody else, I get dinged on the channel and it gets really wild. Although I have to say, thanks to Sony. Hi Sony, I know you're watching, but thanks to Sony, I also get dinged for my own songs. So even my own songs are going to get strikes. But at least it's not going to be like catastrophic in the sense of if I play other people's songs. So, I can't do that on YouTube. So yeah, we have to play the game with my own stuff. Sorry. But we'll have to do another one with, we'll have to do another one. Yep. Ass hats. But we'll have to do, we'll have to do another one on Twitch since I haven't logged in, so I don't know if I got like some crazy notices for all the songs I played that day. But, it's not something I do all the time. And I know that people do it, so. Or I may have to start a completely different radio show somewhere else and just broadcast every Friday. That might be the other way to do it, because I don't know. I don't know. This mic does not sound right to me. Does it sound okay to you? Or do I sound tinny? I don't know. I'm having trouble here. And I don't know what's going on. Oh. That might be the reason. That's much better. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Okay, now I sound more radio-esque, I suppose. One more tweak. There we go. I think that sounds good. That's the beauty of having this stuff at my fingertips, is I can actually like fix things on the fly. But I don't know why I did that though, because I thought I saved it. But it's just the way things go around here. All right, my friends, let's begin day 2 of 2026. Pick a number from 1 to 26. And we will see what gets played. Robots and isopods. First, pick number 17. Good one. That's a good one. Number 17 is a song called Ever After that has, well, it was released for a while when I thought I was going to change the name of the band yet again, which this is what happens when I have like crises. So I changed the name of, well, I created a project that was going to do the exact same thing as Anything Box was, but it was just going to be called Animore. Dumb idea, because again, there was no reason to do it at all. So anyway, isopods, you picked number 17. Number 17 is Ever After, the longer mix.
I saw the sun, or was it your eyes filling me with that countenance of light, motionless? They just became the warmth, settled within me. Ever after, I felt the wind, or was it your skin rushing me, shook me to my very core. I have to say, oh what a feeling coming over me. Ever after, now dance with me. I stole a kiss, the taste was perfect. Our lips collide, sends me through the stratosphere, above the stars, beyond my woven dreams, where I'm flying through the ever after. 'Cause all those things I used to be seem so meaningless, and somehow thoughts that cross the deep blue seas float right back in my I love yous, as if
That was recorded in the Fullerton studio um, when I was living in Fullerton. And yeah, you can actually hear Danya's voice in there too, because she sang backup on it. Yeah, the video's cool, actually. I like the video. We should have made more videos. But I quite enjoyed making that video. And I broke my ankle making that video. Actually, I shouldn't say I broke my ankle. I tore all of my tendons. Yeah, I'll have to I'll repost it on the Abox channel. Because I took it down when I was trying to repurpose everything. And anyway. Oh, hi Wendy. No, I was saying that the Postal Service, I had gotten one of their albums that I had heard one of their albums and I thought it was pretty good. But yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so here we are. 2026. So I'm going to tell you what journey I'm on with this. Remember, if you were here last week, I have no New Year's resolution. I only take actions and start doing stuff. So it's you know, it's my way of doing it because otherwise I know it won't happen. So what I did is I decided that, well, it's a long time coming. I wanted to start controlling some of my sugar intake and even though I'm not like diabetic, because I'm not, and even though sweets are not my thing, I realize that I'm taking in way too much and I shouldn't mess around with that. So the first thing I did, and I'm on day 3, and it's hard, and I'm cranky. But yeah, the first thing I did is no more sweets with my coffee, no more sugar in my coffee, no more sweet tea. So my tea does not have sugar in it. So it's like, it's black tea and it's sour. But I'm going to get used to it. That's the whole. Mine says I've had 2 no zero days in a row this year. Nice. Sort of. Yeah, me too. Sort of. I don't know that I would consider them no zero days though. That's another thing I'm going to get on. I'm going to get on that when I talk about the Abox voice. Yeah, Sue Vargas says, Hubs say sugar is the devil. I think it is. No, Steve, don't put it on you linked it. You did it, didn't you? You did. I didn't want you to link it because now people are going to go watch it. No. Well, that's the radio edit. You jumped the gun there, Steve. I'm going to repost it on the Abox channel, but you can go watch the short version over there if you want. It's just that it's like everything's all wrong. The edit's wrong. So I'm going to like fix it and re-upload it. Alfonso says, I'm working on my refined sugar intake also. Good. It's going to be hard, man. I'm only on day 3 and it's been like so hard. But I mean, there are tricks to the trade. You could always add a little lemon to your tea, but I was doing sweet tea like 24/7. Those of you that know me, know that I love my sugar. My sugar sweetened tea is like the one thing that I do all the time. So yeah. So I had to start doing that. So that was one thing that I did. And then the other one was, yeah, I mean, carbs are a little different, but I kind of have good, what's the word? Not shortcuts. What am I thinking of? Oh, I got good sugar hacks for carbs though, because I don't tend to do carbs that much, other than like my one weakness, of course, is having a pizza now and again. But that's like a, I mean, if someone told me, and I mean, I hope, look, I'm saying this, okay? I'm not saying that this is going to be the thing, and I'm not even trying to put it out there in the universe. But if someone said, you will live 10 years less if you keep drinking coffee and having pizza, even once a week, I'd be like, damn it, that's a hard choice. That's a really hard choice. So, yeah. So, luckily for me, I didn't have to do like a lot of heavy stuff because I don't tend to like candy bars and stuff like that. So that's good. But I was having sweets with my coffee every morning, and drinking a lot of tea and all that stuff. And that it's not the way you want to go. And obviously people are like, why are we talking about this? But anyway, that's one of the things I did for my journey, as it were. And the other was to start rewiring the studio, which I'd put off quite a bit. But it's sounding good, and I've got like tons of ways of routing things now that were not available to me before because I hadn't wanted to get behind the desk and I didn't want to pull out all the cables. Oh, and I was going to show you, but I don't think I can now because I took it downstairs already. I managed to fill a bucket full of cables, which is pretty crazy, just from doing a routine check of how I'm doing things. And that's because I had a lot of stuff that just didn't need to be there. Oh yeah, Tino's got it. Yep, I'm gonna do monk sugar, for sure, and that's actually good for you. You could actually do. It's actually, if you get it pure, and Lalo like this, the best monk sugar comes from South America, and to be honest, I found it the most unrefined organic you can get is from Peru. So I'm actually going to try monk sugar pure and see how that goes. But well, thank God I'm not like a sweets person. I'm more of a savory type of person. So I'm not as worried. But I digress. That habit isn't going to change right now. Tea. The funny thing is, though, I'm getting used to it. It's just the weird, your body starts to do like mental gymnastics to try to get you to have sugar. And I wasn't prepared for that. I was more, because I mean, I gave up sugar once, and that's how I wound up liking coffee without sugar. But it slowly crept itself back in over time by having a little bit of apple pie with it or a little bit of cheesecake. And that's how I kind of snuck it in there. So, yeah. Oh, pizza. George, George says, pizza, yes, I'm pro chef 36 years license, but nothing like mom's cooking. Nope. But once in a blue moon, man, gotta have that pizza. Ah, so yeah. So I'll give myself some treats or along the way. So I'm not really on a diet per se, but I needed to do that. So far, so good. We'll see how I do by the end of the week. No, I tried. Oh, I didn't like cauliflower pizza. I don't know why. I couldn't do it. But I do like cauliflower a lot, actually. I eat it all the time, but I just can't do it. Yeah, that's what it is. The headaches and the fatigue are sinking in. So, like yesterday, I was like stupid grouchy. Stupid grouchy. And that's when I realized I was feeling sort of resentful. And I'm going to explain that. I was feeling resentment towards something, and it was really funny. And then I saw someone else make a video about this, and I thought, "Oh my God, I'm not the only one." I'm not the only one. And so it's an artist thing, but I had never really thought about it. So anyway, that's the A-Box voice thing. I'm going to like talk about that and we'll talk more about it. So, but it's your turn. Pick a number 1, well, yeah, 1 through 26. And if you pick the same one that someone else picked, you're disqualified and the next number wins. That's how we play this game. So, 1 through my got it. My got it. Funny. That's a funny one that you picked. That's interesting. I'm tempted to cheat because I could, right? I could cheat and play a different one, but no, I'll play that one. So this one actually comes from the same time period as the first track I played. So this is just recorded in my living room, just guitar, vocal, but going straight to my recorder. Which where is it? Oh, it's under here. I got worried for a second. Where's my recorder? My recorder is like my best friend in the world. I have 2 of them now. And like, that's how I like sometimes want to if I'm jamming with the guitar, I usually break out the recorder because you never know what's going to happen. So this song happened that way. This is called Take. And yeah, drone is fine. Like play.
Take a little time, take a little time, take a little time, dear. Make a little walk, maybe it's okay. Take a little time, maybe it's a camera. It's a flowy dress, yes, it's beautiful. Lots of people say you're beautiful inside. Everyone is kissing up to you tonight. They don't see the inside that you want to drown. Just take a little time, take a little time, take a little time. You know. It's gonna be, what's it gonna be, what's it gonna be, dear? You can't live this way, you will never understand. Everyone is saying yes, but inside they will only know all the feelings that you had inside. You can dance the night away, 1,000 kisses will not take the loneliness you feel inside your soul. And I will know, I will Take a little time, take a little time, take a little time, dear.
I forgot to unmute. Oh my gosh. You know that this is all like live, don't you? Yeah, see, it's funny, man. I feel all the freaking body aches and all that stuff from the sugar thing. And I can tell it's the sugar thing because normally I don't feel this way. And it's like, is this the way I wanted to start the year? But you know what? I do feel better and I've had better sleep. Well, I'm going to tell you another reason why I did it, but I'll get into that a little later. Someone remind me the sugar and dreams connection because there's a big one there. So, because I'm kooky like that. I'm kooky like that. So, anyway, different view says, Claude, thank you so much for reading my email. I could never imagine really telling the person who inspired me to start a band that I was inspired by that artist. Thank you. I like this song. Well, thank you. JPK says, is that you on? Yeah, that was me playing. That's my weird guitar. I have this weird, I used to call it the homeless guitar, but that was a terrible name for it. It's a long story, but I'll give you the short version. A dude that was on drugs wanted to sell his guitar, and I bought it. And then I felt bad that I bought it, but I did, but I bought it. And then I was like, I need to do something really good with this guitar because I don't know, I'm not perfect. Because hindsight 2020, I think if I hadn't bought the guitar, then maybe he wouldn't have had money for drugs. Yeah, that's going to be a nice day in hell for me someday. But I did it. I did buy the guitar and then I wound up writing really awesome songs on it and I love that guitar. So for a long time it was called the homeless guitar, but I changed its name to the bird guitar or the hummingbird. Oh man. See now I'm like, yeah, no, I did. I did I gave him more than what he wanted, but it's just the idea of, did I just contribute to something bad? So, yeah, Mai says he would have still found a way, cherish the guitar. That's what I figured. I figured someone was gonna like totally lowball it and like, or worse, it would have been destroyed. So, uh, yeah, it's a tough one, man. So, but thank you. Thank you for being nice to me. Uh, so, so during this time, the Abox voice reared its head, and I had forgotten about I hadn't heard the Abox voice in a long time. And I'm going to explain what it is and how it relates to 2026 for me. That this does not mean that you have to do any of this stuff, but I felt it for myself. So, one of the things that was making me feel resentful was this idea that there's this sort of symbiosis that occurs where people see me as Abox because I am Abox, and that's fine. I understand that. But I'm not Abox 24/7, or at least I can't be Abox 24/7 because then I'd go really nuts, right? So let me explain. And I don't even know if I'm explaining this right yet, but this is why I felt resentful, and not towards you people, towards myself, is that Abox requires that Claude has to speak in a certain way. Claude has to be in front of cameras. Claude has to be, you have to be either causing a ruckus or you have to be like on all the time. Everything that I do is filtered through that I am Abox. So when it comes to, like, for example, and this is a good one because it really did happen, so I have to talk about it. When it comes to, like, for example, political things, normally I don't have an opinion. I really don't. The way that it works for me politically is I tend to think of people or I should say political parties in general, as crooked. I always have. So I may vote one way or want one way, and another year I may want to vote or go the other way. But what I found was, and this started since 2020 during the pandemic, was that every single thing that I would say was framed around that it's not my opinion. It is Abox's opinion. So if I say it, that means Abox is saying it. And I found that to be very, like, I didn't realize how much that was affecting my psyche, but it really was. Because if you think about it, I should be able to be Claude the human being, Claude the man, Claude the individual, who is separate from Claude who sings and writes songs and performs on stage. And so however Claude votes, whatever Claude thinks about certain things shouldn't have any bearing, or it should be nobody's business if it has to do with Abox, because yes, I'm in that band, but I'm also myself as an individual. And so I found that I was getting judged from every angle based on any little thing that I would say. And this could be like, and I'm being honest here, so I'm not going to like sugarcoat it any more than I already am as Claude of Anything Box talking to you, which is, like I said, it's a funny thing because yes, my whole vibe, for lack of a better word, is to be myself. So I don't try to put on a persona. Like the way I'm dressed today is probably the way I would go out to the supermarket. Except for a few extra little things that I might wear on stage, I could just as easily go into, somewhere to go shopping. I'm not like trying to be someone different than myself. I don't believe in that. So for me, it felt like no matter which way I turned, I had to be, and I don't want to say like I had to be on a team, because it's very easy. I can choose a team and then I'm on that team, and I'm going to have fans that are on that team, and they're going to support me and it's going to be great. And then there's fans that are not. And so that's a drag. I don't like that. And so it goes the other way around, which is I could go completely against the other team, whatever that is. And then suddenly people are trying to like get me not to perform or do this other stuff. And this happened a lot in 2020, especially, but it peaked in 2025. Like I think it really, really peaked. But I hadn't noticed it because I tend to be more, I'm who I am, I'm who I am, I'm who I am, I'm who I am. So I had a shield that I would use, but the shield cracked at some point. And then I started to realize that the who I am is who I am. So if I have an opinion on something, that doesn't have any bearing on my legacy. The only way would be if I actually went out and killed someone, God forbid, or something stupid like that. Then I could see it like, oh, shoot, that guy who was in that band did that. Then I could see it. But I don't want to portray two different sides of my personality just because. It's like, oh, when I'm Abox, I don't vote. I don't have opinions. I don't need opinions. I don't need to post about opinions. I am only what you want me to be. That's not cool, because that's not who I am, so I don't want to do that. And the opposite is also true. I don't want to impose all my personal views onto the Abox persona to the point where they're inseparable. I don't want to be Bono. Like, I have no interest in being Bono. So you have to strike a balance. And I thought I had that balance. So I'll talk about that when we come back. But I thought I had that balance. but maybe I was wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. But I think I thought I had struck a balance, but somehow I failed on that one. But it is what it is. So give me that number. What's the magic number? The magic number. I have to think of my own freaking pitch. Well, interesting. JBK gets it. Number 2. And number 2 is... Ooh, this one's going to require some visuals. It's funny, you guys keep picking all the short ones. Interesting. So, yeah, this one is interesting. So, hold on. Stupid story time thing right here, because I wanted to talk about each song with its reference to what we're going to talk about, because somehow in the way this came out, I kind of, a lot of them have something to do with the topic. So this one was from a dream I had, and I'm not going to bore you with the details of the dream, but it was very complex, very crazy, and turned out, I don't know, 20 something years later to come true, which was crazy. But because of this dream, in this dream, I got to meet John Lennon. And this is the song that resulted from the dream and that meeting. And it's called The Truth Is What It Is. And this was actually a request. So I don't have to I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Ah, nice. The truth is what it is.
You will never understand me, and I will explain. I was drowning in the water, and I'm not the same. I didn't want to have to settle down. I didn't want to save the world. I was born across the ocean, 1,000 miles in the southern lands. So I'll tell you what I know. I saw a white room and I am sure everything seemed to be okay, 'cause I live to tell the tale someday. All I wanna do is settle down, and I wanna save the world. I was born across the ocean, where I looked up at the stars. I can see them in my dreams, like a mirror still. All the swirling galaxies tell me truth exists. You will never understand me, that's why I'm alone. I was drowning in a lake a long, long time ago. I had a dream about John Lennon. He told me truth is what it is. I was born across the ocean, where the lonely people live. You will never understand me, that's why I'm alone. I was drowning in a lake a long, long time ago. Then I started drawing pictures, started making songs, trying real hard to find an answer. Hope it comes along. I hope it comes along. I hope it comes along. This is a story of my life. When I was 12, it is so true. I thought I would die, but I lived. Everything seemed to be okay, but all the world is facing up. Everything is so fucked up. think that I'm okay, 'cause you're right here with me today, today.
Ha! Thank you. Thank you. Good drumming. Lynn Alisura 7248. Thank you for that. That's really nice. Thank you. So yeah, that one was funny. It's from the Diary album, the second one. And yeah, that one was very autobiographical. Um I was born across the ocean. But yeah, but that was a cool recording because I played everything. So and that's a different studio where I could actually do that. I can't do that kind of thing here. Like if I had to do that here, it would be literally impossible. But back then it was cool because I would make droops. Although I'd make droops too. I made drum loops from my drums, and because I had a drum set in there, and I used to, sounds like a damn Beatles bootleg, but not AI though. Yeah. Ooh, I'm reading your dream things here. It's actually pretty cool. Nice. You guys got to read the chat when I post these because the chats are like just amazing. I'm serious. Good stories in there. I just read like 3 of them. So awesome. So yeah, so first of all, let me talk about the political side of it for a second because I don't know, everyone's heard the word political and everyone goes running either to find the best insults or to rebuke everything. So I don't like to write songs that are political. Never had an interest in it because I know from my own experiences, and this is not even with politicians, but with certain people, I have learned that which you like right now may let you down. That's 1. That which you voted for, you may not get. That's 2. And 3, that which is promised is never given. So I was never a political person when it comes to certain things. I always believed in the human element. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't have political beliefs. It doesn't mean that, I didn't lean one way or another depending on the year. I've always had what I would call a humanistic political point of view. I'm always looking at the human side of things because the human side of things in the end is what affects me. And it affects my family, it affects my friends, it affects my things, people I know, fans, everything gets affected by this. So the idea that anything that I said could be turned against me, where someone would say, well, that doesn't align with the ideas of or the ideals of what Anything Box stood for. And I'm like, wait a minute. Anything Box never had a political side. We never stood for anything. We weren't liberal. We weren't conservative. We weren't any of the 2 things. Those were never tenements of what Abox was. Abox was for everyone who wanted it. So the way I looked at it is, and I've always looked at it this way, I make music for every single human on Earth and the aliens, but mostly the humans. I make music and art for every single type of person from every single walk of life, color, creed, political bent. I don't care if they're a communist. I don't care if they're a socialist. I don't care if they're a capitalist. I don't care if they're a billionaire. I don't care if they're poor as fuck. I make music and art for everyone because I look at things from a human point of view. Now, if I do this and a lot of people don't get it, that's fine. Because the way I look at it is I make it for everyone, but that doesn't mean everyone is going to understand it and that everyone's going to enjoy it. In fact, I've had many people who said, "Look, I'm into metal and I love Abox." I've had people who say, "I don't like Abox at all. Like I don't get it." And that's fine. I don't care. So the idea that anything that I say is connected to Abox to the point where I have to self-censor, I started to resent that. And I started to feel this resentment like, that's not fair. Because when it comes to this particular thing, it could be regarding health, it could be regarding something that's going on in my own city, things that are going on with the way my state is being governed. These are things that affect me as a human being. So I have every right to say, hey, I don't like the job this one person's doing. Hey, I don't like this. And then people would come in and say, well, that's not very anything box of you. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. How did that happen? How is it that I have to behave according to an ideal that anything box has on a pedestal without a remedy to be able to say, hey, I don't agree with him, but that's who he is. So anyway, so I think that people became so attached to it that I myself didn't realize how much of it affects me. But so that's just the political side. So and that's a big one because obviously in today's world and where we were 2024, 2025, I'm hoping that 2026 is very different. And I'm actually going to really push for this. I think 2026 is going to be very different on that level. You're going to see more polarity on some things, but I think you're going to see a lot of people who just won't engage in it. There's no point. So that aside, the political stuff aside, it goes into other areas. Like I said something once, and it was not that long ago where I was talking about, where spiritual matters meet science, aliens, God, that type of thing. And I was talking about more esoteric subjects, and someone said something like, I didn't think anything box was like a tinfoil hat band. And I'm like, wait a minute, what does that have to do with Abox? And so this was a problem, and so much so that when I went on, so I was on that podcast, right, with Jim and Mai. And I remember that when I first, and you could actually, if you watch it, you can totally tell that in the beginning, when they say, we're going to talk about the music and we're going to talk about the music and all this stuff. And I was like, I thought we were going to talk about Three Eye Atlas. And I literally say this, I'm like, I don't want to talk about the music, because then everything I say is viewed through the lens of you are anything box. So and I'm not saying that Jim or Mai did this. I'm talking about the people who would listen to this, who might be fans. By talking about Abox, I am now solidifying that this is Abox's position on certain things. And Abox is just a band. Now, a band of one, but still a band. So, yeah, I mean, a different view says Billy Bragg is a left-wing anarchist, but it does not make his music limited. The same goes for Bob Marley. Bob Marley's totally political, but his music was for everyone. I agree. And I agree that Bob Marley was political, and I enjoy Bob Marley very much. But here's the reason why it's very different. Bob Marley was fighting against things that were going on in his country to the point where even his own life was almost taken. So there's that aspect of it. So he dedicated his life to, I am going to point out the bad guys. I already know there's bad guys. So I don't point out the bad guys. What I do is I point out the effect of the bad guys. How does this affect people? If there's a war, and again, when I'm talking about war, I'm not referring to any singular thing that's going on in the world today. Because the way I look at it is war is terrible. Shouldn't happen, but it does. So when I talk about war, I'm not talking about who's right, who's wrong, who retaliated, who should retaliate. Oh, if they did this, then this person deserves to do that. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is, how the hell did it feel for some little kids to see their mom and their dad get blown up? Regardless of the side, how would that feel? And I put myself into the mind and the feeling of that person. And that's when the song comes out. The song is a reflection of the feeling of what's happened, not just the thing. But yes, let's pick a number. And then I'll tell you the rest of this. And then from there we'll take it to the mystical elements of my journey. There's a mystical element. Pick a number. Any number. God, we only played like 4 songs. All right. You're right. Long-winded. Thank you. Thank you, JP. Oh, really? Jose. Jose picked number 1. And I can't cheat. That's the first one I see. Jose picked number 1. Here you go. It's like all the acoustic ones. You know, there's like all kinds of synth songs in there. You guys got to like trip up those numbers a little bit. Man. Number 1, all the light has faded out.
I have watched the stars, they're fading, and the moon's my dark companion, fighting through this wilderness within. All along I've been so cold, as an ocean without islands. Will I ever see all the light has faded out? All the light has faded out. All the light has faded out from me.
So funny. Oh my gosh, so funny. So yeah, there are electronic songs in there. You just got to pick the right number. Oh boy. So speaking of, did I tell you that I won $300? I won $300. I went to go get. I think I told you guys anyway. No, did I? I don't know. I don't remember if I told you, but yeah, I went to do like one of those lottery things, and I won $300 a couple days ago, which is kind of cool. Nice, thank you. I know. Ah, so yeah. Tell you what, let's make it a two for. Pick another number. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pick a number. Pick a number. The first one I see. Pick a number. Pick a number. We'll play another song and then I'll get my thoughts in order because that was too short. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Come on then. You could do it. You could do it. Robbie Wasabi's in the house. Drinks on Claude. Nice. Although it's just tea and it's not even sweet. So it's kind of like sour tea at this point. But I'm enjoying it, darn it. Uh uh It was a quick no, I chose my numbers. Um Jose, you win. Number 8 wins. Better choice. You're getting there. You're getting there. The diary. Because if I smile, I'm really frowning. Because if I laugh, I'm really frowning. I don't even know my own words. So, yeah. So, getting back to our topic. So, there I was, like, feeling like really, like, I don't know, gnarly resentful of it all. Because I was like, when can I just do stuff that doesn't involve having to deal with the Abox thing? And so I was like, because, even the art is superimposed itself on Abox and vice versa. Abox is superimposed on the art. And so the two things go together. And I've always said this. So I can't separate them. And that's not the intention. But it's funny. It's like I was losing track of like, what do I do that can be just me as myself and not attached to this entity? And for a while, like for like this last week, it was a real big deal. Like I was like, oh my God. But I'll have to tell you that I'm good. I'm over it. I figured it out. So the idea was simple. The idea was I can't really separate the two things. I made a bed, I have to sleep in it. This is true. But that doesn't mean that I have to partake in it in the way that people want me to. So if someone's like, so what do you think about issue X and Y? Like, if I'm in an interview, let's say, and someone's I can just go Johnny Lighten on them and go, next question. And then just like goof off on it. And then say, is that the best thing you've got? Like, that's what you really want to ask me? Like, you got the world at your feet here, and I'm not going to answer that stupid question. So I can push back as myself, which I normally would, but I'm not that type of person. I'm generally nice. Like, I mean, I go out of my way to be nice to people, even though they don't know who the hell I am. Meaning, if I go to the store, I strike up conversations with the people up behind the counter. When I go to the coffee place, I strike up conversations with the people serving me the coffee. I like to ask people how they're doing, what their plans are for the year. I always do this sort of thing. I always strike up conversations. And that's who I am in real life. And that extends itself to who I am as Abox. Now, contrary to that, believe it or not, I don't go around, like I don't go to a bookstore, I'm like, hey, do you like electronic music? I'm in Abox. Like, I wouldn't do that. I literally avoid it unless directly asked. Like, someone will say, what do you do? And I'll say, I'm full-time creator, whatever that means. And they'll say, like, what? I'm like, music, art. And then if they ask me, I'll venture forth the information. That's how I separate it from real life, my real life from the Abox voice, what I call the Abox voice. Because the Abox voice kicks in when something happens where I'm in a public setting or in a setting where people will know who I am. Then it gets weird because it's like that voice pops up like, watch what you say. You represent this. And I'm like, do I? Like, I mean, so like, that's what started to happen to me towards the end of 2025 is like, do I? Like, do I really represent everything that has to do with it, that I can't have an opinion? So it started there, but it worked itself out. And luckily, I got through it. Got through it enough that I could say, okay, I know where 2026 is going to go for me. So you're not going to see a lot of political posts because I'm not interested. I've said this before. I'll say it again until people get it. You're going to know what happens when I finally... you won't even know. Why do I need to tell people who I vote for? Why? Why do I need to tell anyone, even close friends, who I'm voting for? Or what measures in my town I'm going to vote for? Like, what business does anyone have of that? Like, what part of that actually is important to Abox itself, which Abox in and of itself would never ask that question to anyone else. So, Different View says, you're not just a creator, you're a legitimate musician who actually contributed to America. Nice, thank you. You contributed real art and value into the world. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you. And I'll say this, I agree with you. But here's the thing. I don't have to take stances on everything. It's not necessary. And it doesn't do any good for the actual stance itself. What good is it? Especially when what I really want to discuss is like the more esoteric, the weirder things. I'd rather post stuff about time travel, and maybe I shouldn't post stuff about time travel in my experiments. But anyway, that's aside. That's an aside. So anyway, so that was one of the things that I decided I was going to stop doing and getting into like armchair battles. And it's hard because like you'll see it on your feed, like the most asinine, stupid thing that you want to respond to because it's so dumb that you want to respond to it. But then you realize this is going to be the 10 minutes that you spend your time doing stupid shit that you're not supposed to be doing. And that's not going to work. That's not what's going to be the thing that changes the world. The thing that changes the world are real, actionable things. I want to go back to 1984. But, well, sort of. There's some certain things I wouldn't change a thing, actually. Actually, I've said that before too. I would not change a thing. Despite all the bad stuff that's ever happened to me, I wouldn't change anything. I'm grateful to all of it because every single bit of it leads me to where I'm going and places I've been that would not have occurred without those things. So, in the end, it all worked out. So, pick a number. Pick a number. The first one I see on that chat is the one that gets it. Pick a number. Yes, I'm stupid that way. You know, sometimes I am a Pop-Tart. No numbers? Wait a minute. Nice one. So we got 2 number 9s, which is cool. Steve, you won number 9, but a different view picked number 9. So 2 number 9s. 2 number 9s. And number 9's a cool one. This one's for you, Steve. You'll like this one because you helped me unearth this one. This is the demo version of Relics.
I heard you weeping in my corridor. I asked your name, you would not say. I told you something to forget your tears. We spoke for hours and then we slept. Do you know the truth? Do you remember this day? I kissed your lips and held you close to me. We walked until our hands turned blue. The winter snow was as angelic then as was the sienna of your skin. Do you feel it too? Remember the crowd
Steve, you're funny. He likes that scream. Again. I can't even do it. My throat's all dried up. Ah, it's funny. Ah, the old site. It was fun. Oh, drums by themselves. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, I still like the album version better, but you know, it is what it is, like all things. So, um, what was I going to tell you? So anyway, going back to that topic, which I know some people are like, oh, please don't get into a debate. But it's not. It's not about a debate thing. Like I said, it was like a weird situation because I was resentful towards myself for having to worry about that all the time. So I've so this is the other aspect of this. It had to do with posting. So I've been very quiet on the social networks things for the last 2 weeks. I haven't posted a lot, not even things like to promote the album or things like, well, you know what? I'm going to do it right now though, because I don't want to mess up. I keep telling myself, you're going to mess up, man. So look, I'm going to do a commercial. Oh my God. There are other worlds. So the new album, yes, the album that came out in like late 2024 and I didn't promote for the entire year is still the latest album. It's a book and there are less than 150 copies now of Other Verses, which is 44 pages of art, 8x10 hardcover, and it comes with a 24-bit version of the album. So yes, I did my job. See, I can do stuff like this. So, but the funny thing was that for the last couple of weeks, I haven't posted anything about anything. And it was because I was feeling introspective too. So what happened was I was working on code of all things. I was working on code. Although when you put the words code and Claude together, just realize it really means chaos. So I was working on code to get my machine to be like a super controller, and I've been putting that off for a long time. So I thought that's going to be a nice thing to do to get myself out of the rut of things that have been going on. You know, we had a death in the family. Things have been really rough around here. So it takes a while to get through all those processes. And so I'm no different. So I needed to step back and go into my center. And my center, believe it or not, it's not Abox. Abox is the result. So if I write a song, it's my internal musing, like going through different worlds and different feelings and different aspects of reality. And all this stuff is happening to me all at the same time. It's examining dream journals. It's putting myself into certain situations to feel like, to remember a feeling that I had while reading this book or that novel or that news story or a story that someone may have told me over lunch. And I process that information, and that's when songs come out. But when that happens and I'm in that introspective mode, I'm not posting. I'm not doing things that are social. And that's when the quote, Abox voice speaks up and goes, hey, you know, it's like Thursday and you haven't posted anything this week. You know you're supposed to. Because as your Abox manager voice, this is your job. You're supposed to do this, you know? You're supposed to post. You're supposed to put something up there that, you know, tells people you're still around. You got to do this, you know? And I resented that. I was like, no, I don't want to. Because right now I don't want to do that. And then I would hear it from other people too. Friends that would say like, hey, I haven't seen you online. Like, everything okay? I'm like, I mean, aside from the stuff that just happened, yeah, but I'm in that introspective mode. And it's like, there's no time for that. And I remember this from the past when I had a manager. He was actually really good, but he would call me and say, like, have you written anything? Have you done anything? And I would be like, I'm in that mode. I'm in introspective mode. So I've got nothing for you right now. And what was funny was that when I finally did do something and said, I got it. I got 10 songs. And he would be like, yeah, good. Oh my God, what is it? I'm like, I think it's a goth record. And I don't think it's an Anything Box album. And then I gave him the diary and he's like, what the F am I going to do with this? He's like, you can't release this. He's like, that's not the, no. He goes, you just finished a record 2 years ago. We need an A-Box album and we need it to be like full of singles and all this stuff. And I'm like, but that's not what I've got. I've got this. And I remember the argument. It was a friendly argument, but the argument was, but you have to stay on top of these things because that's your job. And I'm like, I know it's my job, but but this is the mode I'm in. And so this is what happens as you start to get past that point of being local. Remember when we had that conversation about local versus global? That's that point. Once you become global, the expectations from everyone is always different. It's like, no, you have to promote. You have to be on stuff. Like I have to get you on not just shows, but I have to try to get press for you and all this stuff. How am I going to get press for you on an album that isn't even going to be an Anything Box album? I'm like, can't you just say like Claude S of Anything Box decided to do a side project as a goth dude? And he's like, I can, but you know, oh my God, Robbie, no! If you were a real millennial, Claude, you'd be dropping 5 TikToks a day to pump these beats out. Exactly. And that's the expectation. And believe me, I meet people who tell me this stuff and they're like, dude, you need to be like on like this. You need to be making content like every day. You know, I'm like, you're so, and it's like I've had this conversation, and I call them friendly conversations because they are friendly conversations. I'm not going to lie. They are friendly. And I'm like, I understand what you're saying. And I know that would probably do good. I'm like, but I am not going to be putting out like 5 TikToks a day to pump beats out that are forgettable by next week, even for me. I'm like, I can't see how people do that. Look, I respect that people can do it. If you can do it, more power to you. Go on and do it. Absolutely. Knock yourselves out. But I cannot do that. I can't just, I just wrote a song today. I'm going to record it, pump it out. It's, hey, everybody, I got a new drop coming out on Friday. It's Friday, blah, 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 blah. Here's a video for it, too. Shot with my phone and blah, 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 blah. And then 5 pieces of content. Like, I can't do that. And so I figured out that was also the source of my resentment because I kept resenting that aspect of it. Like, why do I have to do that? And so I rebelled and I went completely the other way. I decided for 2 weeks, screw it. I'm going to code. I'm going to work on code for machine. And I'm going to work on machine code. And I'm going to work on samplers that I want to make really weird freaking noise music and all this weird. So I was like fighting myself. And then I realized, like, why am I fighting myself? Why? I can do whatever the F I want when I want. That is the most amazing. I mean, look, I have to do shows. I do have to do shows because if I don't do shows, then I starve to death. But as long as I do shows, musically speaking, I can do whatever the hell I want. Whatever I want. And I had to like step back and think, wait a minute. You did a blues album. You did a punk album. You turned Abox into punk album for a little while there. And now you're totally electronic again. You do whatever the heck you want to do. Don't worry about what people are doing. If it sounds like 1972, so be it. If it sounds like 1940, so be it. If it sounds like 2042, you do it. Who cares? Nobody cares. Only you care. And people who think that that's the only way to succeed care, but you're not that person, so who cares? And then I relaxed for about 5 or 10 minutes, because then, the voice comes back. It always comes back, It's like, no, you do have to promote. And I'm like, I know I have to promote. I know I have to do those funky things. I know. Get on podcasts and all that stuff. But that's exactly my point. The reason why I did that podcast a few weeks back, and if you didn't see it, you should definitely go see that podcast, was because I could talk about something like Three-Eye Atlas, experiences with other beings, aliens, whatever you want to call it, my experiences on the mystical end of the spectrum with my own self dealing with life and whatever it is that's out there or in here or both. And for me, that's more fun than just always going on a podcast and someone saying, so how did you get the name? It's like, dude, it's been 35 years. Don't fucking ask me that question. Ask me something else. Like, go deep or get out. Robbie Wasabi says, don't you like being a product? I used to. No, I don't mind being a product. I know that I am a product. I mean, I'm a Pop-Tart, yes. David Eastman on Facebook says, our philosophy in my band is that we can make any kind of music we want, but it becomes our band when our singer adds his voice. You're like that. You have a strong, distinctive voice, and that is what makes it Abox, which is why now everything is Abox. I don't even care to categorize it. So yeah, you may hear some things that are completely off kilter coming, or you may hear some stuff that makes you go, oh, wow, this is piece 2.0. Or wow, this is like Worth era. Or wow, this is like, what the hell is this? But that's okay. Jose asks, are there some songs that didn't make the diary? Absolutely. They became Abox songs in the end. So, yeah. But anyway, I digress. Notice how slow I'm drinking this? It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Aw, I like that line. Mai says, a favorite song line of mine is, don't ask me what I do, ask me who I am. Ooh, I like that. I like that. You guys are so funny. I see what you did there. All right. I saw 2 13s because you knew it was coming. And you know what you get for number 13? The very rare and seldom heard. The very rare and seldom heard. When We Lie 12-inch. That was the When We Lie 12-inch. And I see you guys cheating, putting the numbers in early. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You have to wait. You have to wait. So the other thing, getting back to this subject so we can close this subject out, was I'm not a like a it's not that I'm not a Lady Gaga fan. I'm just not into it. But I respect her work. I respect that she works. So someone recently was interviewing her and she gave her name and they're like, well, why aren't you calling yourself Lady Gaga? And then why are you calling yourself by your name now? And then she's like, because that's who I am. And Lady Gaga is something I made up. And it was really weird. I could see how uncomfortable the conversation was because she couldn't get back to that center of this is who I really am. And this is this other thing that I invented. And I will admit that when I saw that, I was like, thank God that's not something you did. You didn't invent someone. You didn't invent Claude S. You are Claude S. So you don't have to worry about that part. So cool. Good for you. You didn't fall down that rabbit hole. Another example of that, but in the opposite direction, was Prince. Prince was himself all the time. Pretty much. He even, unless he was going somewhere where he didn't want to be recognized, which is a completely different story. But for the most part, he was always himself. And that's what I mean. Steve says, I was hoping for a 20-year anniversary of the Listen shows. Get You Kicks in 2006. We recorded that 26 years ago. Yeah, I know. Oh, man. Yeah, there'll be plenty of noise this year, but I don't know. I'm heading towards something. Like all of this experimentation and getting the studio ready means that something's stirring in there, and it's a good thing. That's a good thing. I want that. So anyway, to end it on that high note is that I let go of that resentment and I realize you guys know that at least on Fridays I'll be here. Even if I have nothing to say other than like, guess what? I was in the studio all week. But who knows? Like, a lot of it has to do with certain limitations of this room and the way that I want to function. Believe it or not, and I'm not saying if, because I don't want to say if, but as things grow, and they're growing already, I will eventually move out of this room into a much bigger room. And then I will have a place to rehearse that's also in the house. And when I'm rehearsing in the house, that makes it easier to say, well, I can stream this because everything will always be wired. So a lot of the dreams that I had to do this were already starting to go into place when the pandemic began. Because if you remember, after the pandemic started, that's when you saw all the cameras. I finally got them all installed because it was like, well, I have them. They were for a future thing, but it looks like I'm stuck here for another year now. So in this room. So I thought, well, I might as well, put these things up. And I still have more that I haven't even put up. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to do. And I'll get to them. And there's no real hurry as long as I show up and you guys show up. But I'll stress the same thing that I said last week and the week before. And I'll keep saying this every single time I'm on this thing. Go to shows. That's the best way you can support me. Shows and Bandcamp. Shows, Bandcamp. You do that, we're good. And I'll keep making music for you and art for you and all kinds of stuff for you because I love you all. And I do this for you. So, because trust me, if I was doing it strictly for myself, man, you should see the amount of stuff I don't release, which is strictly for myself. Although, like I said, I made a promise last year that I was going to release more of that stuff. This year, I'm really going to do it because I'm starting a backlog. And so demos, everything, So hopefully you're on my Patreon. If you're not, some of that stuff is going to be the only place where you could find it. Okay, now you can give me a number. Give me a number as I take this last swig of my very, 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 very bitter tea. I can't believe I finished that glass, but it's getting better. I do miss the sweet tea. I hope that monk sugar tastes good. 24? 24 was the one chosen. And you know what was 24? You know what was 24? I'll tell you what was 24. That's how nice I am. I'm going to play you 24. 24 wins, Jose. And Fabian says, if you love us, then tell us, when is the next album? When? That depends. They make themselves. I am just like a willing participant. Hopefully it goes by quick. But if not, if it turns out to be singles, that's fine. They'll work themselves out. However they have to work themselves out. But I'm in a mood to create something otherworldly, for lack of a better word. I'm thinking of something more otherworldly, and like the sounds are otherworldly already. The textures are otherworldly, but the drums are hard as F. So I don't know where it's going to go. So we'll see. But it's starting to things are starting to take shape, and I definitely have song ideas. So that's already happening. So here's number 24. And this one will come out in 2026, which is now, this year sometime.
It's
Look at that. We made it. We made it. I like that we made it. So I'm going to say good night. Have yourselves an awesome, awesome weekend. And I will see you next time. I think I've got something going on for next week, but I still think I'll make it. We'll see. I'll do the best I can. Who knows? I may actually have to stream from a different location. That might be fun, actually. Let's see. Let's see what happens. So, yourselves a good night, and I will see you on the next one, okay? Take care of one another. Be extra nice. The year has begun. It's going to be a good one. I can tell it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a great year. We're going to make it a great year. All of us. All right? Good night.
I'm tired of it. Can't you see it?